imagine you're walking into your normal school bathroom, right? It's an average Tuesday, let's say. You really got to go pee. So you walk in there and, everything's normal for a little bit until this wave hits you, right? And you smell like a fruity flavor. It's not the normal pee or poop smell that you would normally get in a bathroom. It's this stench of just like fake chemicals and like fruity, like fake fruit. And it's just, you see all these people crowding around, and it's just a bunch of people, blowing their water vapor crap everywhere. This is the scene that's common in my school and probably lots of other schools in my country. I'm not sure what it is for other countries because I've never been to school in other countries, but I'm sure it's something probably similar. It's a really big problem. Lots of people, they don't go to the bathroom to go to the bathroom. They go in there to vape and do other things, some nasty things. You may know someone at your school or in your community who vapes, smokes pot, does drugs, drinks alcohol. You may know one of those people, or you may be one of those people. I know a couple people myself that do these bad habits. And they're not terrible people, right? It's just they have a problem. And it's unfortunate that so many people are afflicted with things like a addiction to smoking or vaping or a drinking problem. And if you are one of those people, this video is for you. I'm titling the video like how to quit your bad habits or whatever, right? And I have a pretty simple like list of things that you can do to stop. And a lot of them might be like really simple and you think, oh, that could never work. But if you really want to quit, you will, right? That is the baseline. If you have a desire to stop doing what you're doing, chances are you will stop, right? Now, there will be challenges in overcoming that, but if you form the desire to stop doing said bad habit, I believe that you can get out of it. You gotta really put it in your heart though that you want to get out, right? That you want to stop. And that's the first step, is that you gotta accept that you have a problem, right? Because a lot of people, they're like, oh, well, it's for my anxiety, or, oh, but I feel so creative when I do it, or, man, it just helps me mellow out after a little bit. But it's like, it doesn't do that. Like, sure, you might feel nice and like, ooh, I'm high or whatever, right? But it's not good for you in any sort of way. You can be chill or mellow out if you choose to be. You don't need something to force your body to be that way. You can choose to be that way. So that's my kind of spiel. Is that just drugs are so unnecessary in someone's life. But of course there is, like influences and stuff. But I'm here today to tell you that you're not defined by your environment. You define your environment, if that makes sense, right? You control you. That's the baseline. So, today I'm going to be teaching you how to eliminate the bad habits from your life. So, the first thing, it's not more of an elimination thing, it's more of a prevention thing. So, don't start, right? Don't even begin. There's going to be people that say, oh, but you should try it once just to see how it feels. I was once a part of this, like, thinking, like, oh yeah, when I'm 21, I'm gonna try alcohol just to see what it's like. I'm drunk. But now, looking at that, I feel like that's such a stupid statement. Because why would you ever try something that's bad for your body? I don't understand that anymore. Like yeah, I get the feeling of like, I get the reasoning, I guess, behind it is like, oh yeah, so you can tell if you drank too much or whatever. Just don't drink, right? Don't drink, don't smoke. That should be the baseline, is you don't do these things. So you should never have to know what it feels like, because you never do them. So yeah, if your friends are stupid enough to offer you like a joint or like a drink or something, don't accept it, right? Think about when you go to accept that, right? Think when you're reaching your hand out, every inch that you reach out to grab that, you lose $100, right? Every time it's like negatives in your bank account every time you do that, because that's what it does. Is not only does like this kind of stuff like cost a lot, it's also like detrimental to your capability to making money. Even if you feel more creative when you're high or whatever, you just no, no, it's detrimental to your body. So it will be detrimental to your mind, because your mind and body are connected. So if you disable your mind, you will not be able to perform the functions necessary to become rich. So yeah, don't ever start. Yeah, because like there's lots of stuff out there that could be saying, oh yeah, you should try it, or you have peer pressure around you saying, oh yeah, all my friends are doing it, so maybe I should try it. Just look at them, and if they are your friends because you all do a substance together, right? Think about, like, if you were to stop, would they still be your friends, right? Because you have all that thing that like connects you, right? But you they take that out of the picture. Are you really friends? That's just something to think about. So yeah, never start. That is the first thing that you must do. Yeah. The next thing is become the person who you want to be, right? So if you want to quit, right, which you should, if you have this problem, you should want to quit, because it's not natural for you to be inhaling burning things, right? That just doesn't make sense, right? All you're meant to inhale is air, right? You ever heard that Andrew Tate thing where it's just like, breathe air? I mean, that's what you're supposed to do, is just breathe air. That's all you do in life. That's all you should be doing, not inhaling these burnt, these like heated up chemicals, or these like heated up plants, right, that have chemicals in them. You should just be breathing, and you shouldn't be ingesting other things, right? So become the person who doesn't do those things, right? Think of yourself as a person who doesn't drink, right? So if you're an alcoholic, right? I know this sounds like a really oversimplified thing, but it really is that simple, right? You have to convince yourself that you're not a person who drinks anymore, right? You don't drink anymore. That's what you got to say to yourself. I don't drink anymore. And you got to do actions that reaffirm that new identity that you have. I don't have the book, Cybernetics, I think it's what it's called. I haven't read it, but I've watched a lot of YouTube on people who've mentioned this and like the fundamental principles in the book, and I'm going to order the book. I need to read it. But basically, it's when you identify yourself as a new person, as a different kind of person, and then you do actions that reaffirm that identity, then it strengthens that identity within your mind, right? So if you convince yourself you're a person who, let's just say, doesn't drink anymore, right? Then you do the actions of a person who doesn't drink anymore, so you don't drink anymore, right? You remove alcohol from your house, right? You don't go to the bar anymore. All of these things that a person who doesn't drink any alcohol does. When you start reaffirming that identity, then you become that person. I think I said that right. Number 3, don't count the days. If you count the days, then you're not really accepting that you're a new person. You're not identifying as a new person. You're just one of those people that's like, they've stopped their streak or they have a streak of stopping for, like 30 days, whatever. You're like, you go about your day, you're just kind of thinking about it like, man, I haven't done this action. Like, you think about the action, right? And you count your streaks on the wall, right? You count your etches that you've done with a pencil or a nail. It's like, you count it. Oh yeah, been for 50 days, new record. Yes, yeah. But then you're not a new person, right? You're just a person who's quit. You're just a person who's stopped doing it for X amount of days, right? You're not a person who doesn't do it anymore. So you gotta remember that. You're a new person now. You don't need to count days. So an example of this is NoFap. So when you start your NoFap journey, right, you're on day 0, right? But you shouldn't count your days, because when you stop doing that, it should be like a forever choice, right? You're not that kind of person who does that thing anymore, right? That's what I've been doing, right? So I don't know how long ago it was. Maybe the start of this year, right? I made a promise to myself that I would stop doing that crap. Maybe it was even before, but I think it was like the beginning of this year. But I made a promise to myself that I would stop doing that crap, right? And I did, right? So I don't even know what day I'm on, right? I could look back, oh yeah, I'm on day blah, 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 right? But I'm not going to do that, because that just defeats the purpose, right? I'm not a person who does that anymore. It doesn't matter to me anymore, right? So when you go out and do these things to stop your bad habits, right? Don't count the days since you've stopped doing it, right? Just remember that you're not that person anymore, and you're better now, right? And so your baseline of quality of life increases, right? And you can, like, this is your baseline, right? Of course, it can be higher and lower, right? But your baseline was here before. So now that, like, if it ever dips below this, like, this becomes unacceptable, right? This level becomes unacceptable, and this is the new standard, right? So when you set that new standard and you meet it, keep it, right? Be really angry if you go below that standard. So yeah, that was kind of off topic from don't count the days, but yeah. So yeah, that's number 3. It should jump cut to the number 4 now. My 4th and final thing is put something on the line. You ever hear about those, like, smokers that, quit because they're, they suddenly have cancer or something, so they just quit, right? Or, the smokers that they have a child, right? And they're like, crap, I probably should change something about it. And you ever hear about that? It's because they have something on the line now that's on the line because of their problem, right? So for me, like, the reason why I'm never going to smoke pot or drink or, smoke whatever, right, or vape, is because, like, I have my health on the line. And that's something on the line for everybody. Is your health is this fine barrier, right? So there's, like, up here there's good health, and down here there's bad health, right? So what the smoking does is it puts a weight on you to sink you down into this bad health. So if you take off the weight, you're naturally, right, gonna be in, like, better health, right? But with all these things that you do, smoking, vaping, drinking, like watching porn, boom, you're in the bottom of the bottom of health, right? So remove these weights and you'll suddenly be higher up than before, right? Of course you're gonna have, like, withdrawals and stuff like that. Like, yes, that is a natural thing that happens with addiction, but when you exercise your willpower to not be controlled by your monkey brain, right? You have so much power over what you do, and a lot of people don't exercise that, so they just get thrown around by whatever impulse entices them next. Like they'll see a drink, be like, I need it, or they pull their vape out of their pocket or they put at my school they pull it out of their underwear and crap like that, and they're like, oh man, or they, these things that are just so ridiculous, right? You hear these at my school. I heard the story about a guy who hit a vape up his butt. Like, what? How are you going to such lengths to do such an unhealthy act? I just don't understand. Like, and maybe I never will understand, and I don't want to, frankly. It's because it just sounds so ridiculous and stupid to me that people would be sticking stuff up their butt where poop comes out of, right? To put something that's just that they're gonna inhale out of. Like, what? It doesn't make any sense. So I got off topic, but you gotta remember, you gotta put something on the line. So like I said, yeah, that's for me, it's health, and for everyone it should be health is on the line for whenever you do these things. But above that, you can put something else, like your job, your money, right? Your job probably doesn't like that you show up to work high, right? Your job probably doesn't like if you show up to work hungover, right? So there's so much that you can put on the line, and that's really up to you what you put on the line. You can maybe, if you have good friends, you can maybe make a bet. Be like, okay, if I don't stop drinking by X date, then I owe you guys $10,000, right? Make it big. Make it something like astronomical, because you have to sign like a contract or something. Like, it sounds extreme, but when you have some like extreme force to motivate you to stop, you will, right? Or you're going to face the consequences that you set for yourself, right? So set high consequences by putting something on the line, right? Whether that be money, your health is already on the line. I really can't give another example, but put something serious on the line, right? You ever watch those movies that are like, you got, like, the wife is like, oh, you have to stop or I'm leaving you. Like, think of it like that, right? You like, think of money as your wife, right? If you don't stop, money's gonna leave you forever, right? And you don't want that, probably. So stop, and replace those bad habits with things that are more productive. Working on your business, working out, doing a combat sport, or just a sport in general, reading, doing online courses, I guess, be like learning from a mentor, walking your dog, taking care of an animal, right? Having more productive things to do than these bad habits. So yeah, that's my guide. That's all I have. It should be really simple. I get it. It might not seem that simple, because you need whatever it is that you're needing right now. This could be even applied to your phone, right? You're just addicted to social media. So identify as the person who doesn't use social media, and then reaffirm those actions, that identity, by deleting it, right? Yeah, this should be really simple. So why haven't you already done it? There's just absolutely nothing wrong with not doing any bad habits. It doesn't make any sense. So yeah. you have a guide now. Follow it, and I wish you the best of luck. Be better and have a W day.